Some stories begin with love. Some begin with betrayal. This one begins with both. On the same day. In the same family. In the same blood. Kinshasa, capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo. A city of 4 million stories. Running, breathing, dreaming. All at the same time. This is where our story was born. And this is where it was stolen. Behind a gate in a quiet Kinshasa neighborhood lived a family of 5. A father, a mother, and 3 sons and a daughter, who grew up in the same small rooms, eating from the same pot, carrying the same name. They were not rich, but they had what money cannot buy: each other. The father was a quiet man, the kind whose few words carried more weight than most men's thousands. The mother was the heartbeat of the house, the one who held everything together with her hands, her cooking, and a love so large it filled every room she walked into. And then there was Mary, the last born, the youngest of 5, the one they all called their baby. Even when she was no longer one, she came into this world the way some people do, like a light being switched on. And everyone in that house felt it. 5 children, 1 home, 1 family. But families, like all living things, do not stay the same forever. They grow, they change, and sometimes they break. The eldest son was called Freddy. He was the one with ambition, the one who looked at Kinshasa and saw its limits before he saw its beauty. When he was old enough, he packed 1 bag and told his parents he was going to South Africa to build something, to make life better for all of them. His mother held his face in her hands, the way mothers do when they are trying to memorize something they are about to lose. His father said 4 words: "Make us proud, son." And Freddy left. And to his credit, Freddy built something. Within 5 years, he had a home in South Africa, a business, a reputation. He sent money back to Kinshasa. He called his parents every week. He was, by every visible measure, the son who had made it. The family was proud. His mother told the neighbors. His father smiled more. Nobody saw what was underneath. Not yet. In his 5th year in South Africa, Freddy got married. Her name was Sauzi. She was beautiful. She was poised. She was exactly the kind of woman a man shows off when he wants the world to know he has arrived. What Freddy knew about Sauzi, and what the family in Kinshasa did not, is that Sauzi and Freddy were not just husband and wife. They were partners in ways that had nothing to do with love. By the time Mary turned 18, she had grown into something that stopped people mid-sentence. Not just her beauty, though that was undeniable. It was something else. Something in the way she moved, the way she laughed, the way a room felt different when she walked into it. In the spiritual world, they call it a star. A destiny so bright, it radiates through the skin. Mary had one, and the wrong people had already noticed. His name was Albert, 21 years old, slim, tall, and possessed of a smile so wide and so easy That people smiled back. Before they even knew why. He was the kind of young man who made everything feel lighter. Who turned ordinary afternoons into memories. And from the moment he met Mary, he was completely, helplessly, irreversibly in love with her. Together they were Kinshasa at its best. Afternoon light on the streets they knew by heart. Brochettes from the corner vendor. Stories that made no sense, but made perfect sense to them. He made her laugh in ways she did not know she needed. She made him want to be more than he thought he could be. They were young. They were in love. They had no idea what was already coming for them. Underneath the jokes and the charm, and the effortless smile, Albert loved Mary the way that quiet, certain love works. Not loudly. Not desperately. Just completely. The way a man loves a woman, when he already knows, this is the one, this has always been the one. 6 years into his marriage, Freddy picked up the phone and called his mother in Kinshasa. He said the right things. He always said the right things. He said Salzi was traveling for work. He said the children needed family. He said Mary could come and study. That South Africa had good schools. Real opportunities. He said he would pay for everything. The ticket. The accommodation. Everything. He made it sound like a gift. It was not a gift, it was a plan. His mother listened carefully. She was not a naive woman. She had raised 5 children and buried enough pain to know when something is not quite what it sounds like. But Freddy was her son, her successful son, the one who had made it. And the promise of a better life for her baby girl was a promise she wanted desperately to believe. So she said, "I will talk to her." Mary said no. She said it clearly. She said it calmly. She said, "I have a life here. I have my studies, my friends, my home." What she did not say, but what her eyes said for her, was Albert. "I have Albert. And I am not leaving him." Then Leonard came home. The second born. A different kind of man than Freddy. Where Freddy used words, Leonard used presence. Where Freddy made plans, Leonard solved problems. And in Leonard's mind, Mary's refusal was a problem that had a source. A source with a name. Al. Leonard decided that a conversation was needed. Not the kind with words. The kind that leaves marks. He took his younger brother Cedric with him. Cedric, who knew this was wrong. Cedric, who said so. Cedric, who came anyway. Because in this family, loyalty was not a choice. It was a condition. Leonard found Albert and delivered his message. He told Albert that Mary was going to South Africa. And that Albert was going to stop being the reason she was hesitating. Albert looked at this large, cold man standing in his path, and he did not step back. He said, "Mary makes her own decisions." Those 4 words were the bravest thing Albert ever said. And the most expensive. Leonard came back that night. Not to talk. He brought men with him. And he went to Albert's home. So there would be no witnesses. And no misunderstanding. What happened inside that compound under a single bare bulb on a Kinshasa night, stayed inside that compound. The street saw nothing. The city said nothing. That is how certain kinds of violence work. Quietly. In the dark. Where love was trying to survive. Albert sat alone in his home and looked at his phone. Mary had called 4 times. He did not call back. Not yet. He needed to think. He needed to decide what kind of love this was going to be. The kind that holds on, or the kind that lets go so the other person can be safe. He sat in the quiet for a very long time. And then he decided. He would not tell her what happened. He would not give her a reason to stay that would put her in danger. He would smile. He would tell her to go. He would tell her he would find her there. And he would make her believe it. Because that was the only gift he had left to give her. A lie wrapped in love. So perfectly made she would carry it all the way to South Africa and never feel its way. He met her the next day at their usual spot. He arrived before her, the way he always did. And when she came, he stood. He opened his arms. He held her one bit longer than usual. She did not notice. He noticed everything. Every second of it. He was memorizing. He told her she should go. He said he had thought about it. He said it was a good opportunity. He said Freddy was her brother and brothers don't lie. Every word, a door closing. Every smile, a truth being buried. Mary searched his face the way she always could, looking for the real Albert beneath the performance. And for the first and only time in their years together, she could not find him. He had hidden himself too well. Too completely. Too evenly. He took her hands. He told her he would find her there. That this was not goodbye. That it was just, see you later. She cried. He smiled. And for just one single fraction of a second, when she looked down at their hands, the smile disappeared. The real Albert surfaced. Broken. Terrified. Completely in love. Then she looked up. And the smile was back. Perfect. Unbreakable. His final gift to her. She packed everything she owned into one suitcase. And everything she could not pack, she buried at the bottom. His photograph. Face down. So she would not have to see him every time she opened it. She thought she was protecting herself. She did not know yet that the hardest part was still ahead. Her mother held her like she was trying to memorize the weight of her. The smell of her hair. The sound of her breathing. All the things you memorize when you sense, without knowing why, that something is ending. Her father placed both hands on her shoulders. Looked at her directly. And said 4 words. Come back to us. Mary nodded. She did not know how long that would take. At the airport, the whole family came. Leonard stood apart, arms crossed, watching the departure board like none of this had anything to do with him. Cedric stood beside him, looking at the floor. At the bracelet on his wrist. The one that matched Mary's. A twin he could not look at. Because some guilt is too heavy to carry standing straight. And across the departures hall, so far away that she could not see him, Albert was there. He had come. Not to stop her. Not to say goodbye. Just to see her one last time. To watch her walk through the gate safely. He stood behind a pillar with his collar raised and his hands still, and he watched. When she turned to wave at her family, for just one moment her face was visible across the entire length of that hall. He saw her. She did not see him. She never saw him again. Mary walked through that gate carrying one suitcase, one lie she believed was love, and a future she could not yet see. Behind her, everything she had ever known. Ahead of her, everything she was about to learn about the people who shared her blood. Somewhere over the continent, between the life she had known and the life she had not chosen, Mary held his face in her hands one last time. Then she put it away. In her jacket pocket. Closest to her chest. She would carry him. But she would not look back. Not yet. She was 18 years old. Flying into a trap disguised as a future. And she had no idea.